Ernie Arlett there, thank you, being fed the name.
All
Just
crews
dance
are squared
across the
down.
water like fairies.
And they're off.
And here they go.
First 5 strokes, lifting those boats out of a stationary position up to maximum speed for these crews to launch themselves up and out into the first 500.
And if past this prologue, we're
medal.
going to see Virginia in lane 4. That'd be the third crew from the right there, blast out a little bit. They like to do that. And UCLA was doing that in their races as well.
They're doing
and that's
that right
what
now.
We're seeing is those two crews go up. Purdue, very solid all the way through. But on the years that Frank Biller has a crew that can win this, and if they win it, they'll take both the 1V and the 2V. So that would be pretty dominant performance.
That'd be remarkable.
His crews just burst out when they do that.
Pretty poetic that sitting right next to them in the slip next is coached by a UVA alum who was coaching this UVA squad last year, I believe. Purdue's crew is still in the fight for second place here. It is less than a minute in. Everybody is in contention. Every boat is overlapping. Virginia is trying to use that starting sequence, that starting minute to push themselves up and ahead of the crew like they did in the 2v8 race. They have, I'd say, about 2 seats up on Purdue, the next closest crew to them, now that Purdue is aligned with UCLA.
And, you know, there's something special about the first time as a coach you come up and coach against your own coach for the first time in a national championship. It really sort of messes with your mind because you start to realize you're actually now the colleague of who is your coach, and you have to do a little bit of rewriting in your head to do that. But I know that Frank Biller, no matter what happens, which way it goes, is going to be in full support of his guy.
Oh, yeah,
right?
he'll be
that
proud.
It's just one of his strengths as a person, as a human being on this earth.
And as we
right
get this
now,
overhead shot again.
His crew is saving him maybe from
his
doing
crew
that
is up and ahead.
blasting out here.
Purdue is in that second spot. UCLA is in that third spot. OCC is, 6 seats down on UCLA, and if they were just the two of them, open water between them and UCLA. So we've seen sprints that I got to write home about. They're so fast from OCC, but what they're doing out of this first 500 is gonna be tough to sprint their way all the way back into a medal position.
But here is their disadvantage. They're freshmen and sophomores in college. They are a junior,
two-year college
there, a junior college in the California system. And at a certain level, you know that there are guys in those other boats who are 4 and maybe even 5th-year seniors. And there's just a difference sometimes between a 19-year-old, 20-year-old, what they can do, and a 22 and 23-year-old, and what they can do with a little bit more and a lot more racing under their belt at this level.
And also these UVA guys, just big, strong, solid guys who are making this Hudson move.
I saw them early in the season. There was a race between Rutgers, Virginia, Michigan, and Bucknell. At Bucknell, they do an early race every year. And from the very beginning of this season, this Virginia crew has been something special.
Truly.
And you know when it's something special because Frank Biller sort of gets quiet about them. Oh, yeah, I think they're doing okay.
I think they're doing all right. And they're doing all right here. They're past the 1K mark, and they, at that side-by-side shot, they still look long. They do not look like they have picked themselves up in a gear that is too high, one that would not be able to sustain. So I'm very excited to see what happens when it comes down to the last 500. Are they going to open it up? Purdue is the next closest crew hanging on to them. They still have only 4 seats up on Purdue, and I think the coxswain of Purdue is going to make that bow ball extend itself all the way up to the splash guard of UVA, UCLA in third.
I said that if they were 5 or 6 seats up, it was too much. 4 seats up is not too
much. Not enough.
4
right.
seats up is not too much at all, and we know that Purdue crew has some power. We know that Purdue crew has been closing over them, and that's got to niggle in their head a little bit about, okay, their bell, their whistle, as we said, was getting out and sort of holding it.
So
and
here comes Purdue.
Because Purdue is putting on a
at
heck
the
of a
1250
move.
mark. They are charging in, but UVA is holding it off. UVA, I'd say, has 5 seats about now.
That is still
strong
some very
step up from
rowing.
Purdue. The Cavaliers are holding. Yeah, they are still so long.
That
it
is
looks
such composed
patience.
rowing
They're
there.
probably up 36, 37, but it looks like it is just a thick paddle happening. But what we have is
Notre Dame
is charging up and contending for UCLA's third spot that they thought they had. Rutgers a little bit behind the speed. OCC a little bit behind the speed. I do not think they can sprint
those. So we
their
have
way into the
we
third.
have 3 crews who've won the ACRA in the last
Purdue's
several
the
years.
only one that doesn't have a gold. Are they going to go get it?
And they're chasing Virginia. And so that's what it takes. You got to be able to come back, and that you won last year doesn't mean you're going to do it this year.
And I think a lot of doubters said, hey, maybe it was that one big erg in the boat. They have a lot of big ergs, and they are well coached through and through. But UCLA looks like they're still just barely getting through.
Just look at
the composure ahead.
The
All
composure
crews.
in that rowing, the quality and level of rowing at the ACRA and these Varsity 8s is just spectacular.
And we have one crew, two crew into the red buoys the last 250 meters to see if they pick it up a clip. Here
Still,
comes
the
a little
bronze
bit more.
medal race is crazy, man. Here's that Virginia crew. Just they're now going full out in their sprint, and it still looks again like they're ferries floating across the water.
Looks like it's ferries, but you can see in the bowman's face, this is everything they have out of their aerobic base. I think they're back in the anaerobic spot. He is moving. And
gorgeous.
They are going to hit the red line right here, looking at a 5:50-ish pace on the course. Purdue still holding on to that second-place spot.
Really
we see UCLA on our screen, but it is hard to tell if UCLA or Notre Dame is going to take that third spot.
Looks like
UCLA
a little bit
might
to me.
have it, and we have one crew through the line, two, and it's going to come down to Notre Dame taking the third-place spot, if my eyes see it correctly.
UCLA fourth, 5:52 again. I think we're about 18 to 20 seconds slower off of normal thing. They're a good
slight
low
stiff breeze.
5:30 crew.
Slight stiff breeze on the
flat
course.
water.
But it is enough to regain their gold status at the ACRA National Championship.
Congratulations to Frank Biller and Virginia winning the 1V, winning the 2V, doing well in some small boats there. Some women's boats doing really well. Really had a great, solid race in there.